Alright, you guys, so Barcelona made a sensational return to the Spotify Camp Nou, beating Athletic Bilbao 4-0. And when I tell you it was a good showing, it was a good showing. And we need to talk about it. But first, hi guys, I am Just Max, and on this channel I talk about football from the La Liga to the Prem to the UCL, and boy, is it always Vizca Barca for me. But if this is something that you are interested in, of course, stick around, be my friend, be my homie, like this video, comment below your thoughts about the game, and if you're so inclined, please give me a subscribe. But let's dive into what we saw from Hansi Flick and the boys today, because when I tell you it was good, it was. But first things first, let's go into the starting lineup, because it was Joan Garcia who returned to the starting position for Barcelona in goal, and we have missed you, let me tell you, because Barcelona have not kept a clean sheet since Joan Garcia has been injured, and boy did we keep one today. Oh yes, we did 4-0 against Athletic Club. Immediate impact. In the left back position, it was Alejandro Balde. He had a good game in my opinion, although I do think he's picked up an injury, because he did unfortunately come off very early. I do hope that it is nothing serious and maybe just a precautionary measure looking ahead to that Chelsea game in midweek. Gerard Martin, though, he did surprise me today, because I was not expecting this kind of a display from him. He did not put a foot wrong. He was amazing every single step of the way. He was in lockstep with everything that Athletic Bilbao was throwing at that Barcelona defense today. He was big, he was tall, and he had that area defense on lockdown, and I live for everything that he was doing. Kubasi, though, I am a Pau Kubasi glazer. I really am. Like, he can do no wrong for me, and today it was no different. I have missed the Pau Kubasi long balls, and we did get to see a few of them in this game. So for me, what a sensational game from him today. Koundé, though, is who I want to spend some time and talk about, because Koundé, let me tell you, I've missed you. The Koundé that showed up today against Athletic Club, this is the Koundé in whom I've been well pleased. This is the Koundé in whom I have defended. Yeah, this is my guy. This is him. Yeah, I want this guy to be coming forward, moving forward, because this is my guy. He was beautiful in defense today. Like, he did nothing wrong for me. Like, he had everything on lockstep. He was very good. He recovered the ball, the press, the attack. Oh, everything was good. The back line, amazing. The midfield is where things start to get a little bit dicey for me, because when I saw that Eric Garcia was going to be playing that pivot position, I was a little bit nervous. Of course, we do know that Pedri is injured enough, and Frankie de Jong did pick up a red card in Barcelona's last game in La Liga, so we knew he was going to be serving a suspension in this game, and we knew that Hansi Flick, without his preferred midfield pairing, he was going to always have to be creative in how he made use of that midfield position. So to see that it was Eric Garcia in this position, I was a little bit nervous. Then he turned around and put together a masterclass of this, so I was surprised. Eric Garcia is fast becoming one of our most important players this season. I don't think that there isn't any position he hasn't played yet. He's played left back, he's played right back, he's played center back, and today he's played the pivot in midfield. Next thing we will see Eric Garcia is either in the wings or in the striking role, and I wouldn't doubt it. He partnered with Dani Olmo, whom I didn't think he had a particularly great game today, because he just didn't. He kept on losing some balls that ended up putting Barcelona in tight positions, and so that kind of led to like a good opportunity for Athletic Bilbao on some certain occasions. But thankfully it was Joan Garcia in the post today, and thankfully our defense were in lockstep with each other today, so there was no mistakes. I would say he did get away with it, because again, everybody else had a great game. But I'm starting to look at Dani Olmo like, you really need to raise your level. But on today's occasion, I didn't think that it made any difference that he didn't have particularly the same level of performance that the rest of the teammates were having. Fermin Lopez, though, is whom I want to spend some more time talking about, because if you've watched any bit of my video, you know how much I cherish this player. I love him for his intensity, his work rate, everything that he brings to the pitch. He's amazing, and today was no different. He put together a man of the match performance. He was strong, he was aggressive, he was recovering every ball. I don't think that there was any position in the pitch at all that he wasn't there. He was in attack, he was in defense, he was in midfield, he was running, he was just making everything for Athletic Bilbao very uncomfortable, and I love it. And the fact that he got himself a goal, that's something that I really love for him. I'm excited by this player, and I'm looking forward to seeing how he continues to develop with the Barcelona squad. Ferran Torres on the left hand position for Barcelona. It's not surprising to me because Rafinha is still coming back from injury. Marcus Rashford was out with a illness, according to the club. So seeing Ferran Torres in that left hand side is not surprising to me. He did have a good game. I do think that he could have increased his tally, in this game, but it's what it is. I'm glad though he did score a brace, and we did keep a clean sheet. So he did what at the very least I could have asked for him. Lewandowski though, what a history maker! The first to score the returning goal for Barcelona at the new Spotify Camp Nou is always going to be on record that he had that. Absolutely, his goal to ratios performance in this season is absolutely sensational. For the amount of limited minutes that he's played for us this season and the amount of goals that he keeps banging on, Lewandowski is a gem. He is really, really a gem and a legend in my book. Let me know what you think about that in the comment section. Lamine Yamal though, today, what a way to reintroduce yourself after all the noise that has been spoken about this player during the international break. The way that he came out, he was such a joy to watch. The way he took on players, the way he combined with Ferran Torres, 2 wonderful assists for Ferran Torres' goal. Sensational. I'm going to talk about those later in the video, but altogether his play today, amazing. Hansi Flick, 10 over 10 on this outline for Barcelona, on this outfield lineup for Barcelona against Athletic Club. I did not expect it, but again, there's a reason why you're the coach, and there's a reason why I think that he's been the best coach since last season and this season, only because Barcelona keep putting him in a position where he has to really, really think about his lineup and everything that he wants to do on the pitch, and today was no different. And starting this game with Barcelona's return to the Camp Nou, I was very impressed. There are a number of things that I want to talk about from this game. I thought about the fact that, Barcelona just showed up and showed out from the first minute. They did not leave any space for Athletic Bilbao to think about what they wanted to do. In fact, I thought that Barcelona could have scored on the first minute of play, actually. Like when Barcelona picked up the ball and ran at Atletico Bilbao, I thought that Lewandowski had an opportunity there to take his shot first down. He did not do that, but that set the tone for the game, which I loved. And that's one thing that I wanted to stay here and really emphasize on. Barcelona were pressing today. When I talked to you about the press, it was everything. It was a joy to watch. And the thing that I love about this Barcelona performance though and the press is that it wasn't a first half press or a second half press as we've seen this season. It was a 90-minute press. It was a press in which every time a Bilbao player was on the ball, they had 2 to 3 Barcelona players on them, forcing the mistakes immediately. I think Bilbao ended up giving away so many chances for Barcelona to score in that first half, only because the press was so suffocating that they did not have enough time to really calculate what they wanted to do. And this is what Hansi Flick has been wanting the boys to do all season long. And I'm glad that on our return to the Spotify Camp Nou, we finally get the chance to actually execute. So very good job on that press. And everybody was in it too. From the midfield to the defense, everybody was in lockstep with each other. I want to spend some time too and talk about this defense today. One of the things that Barcelona has been, guilty of in the past is that, the ball out wide or the ball over the top, and suddenly our defense is split open and you see a player running back or at the goalkeeper in a 1v1 position. There was very little to none of that in this game, and this is something that I really want to applaud the defense line for, the Kubasi for his leadership of that defending, but also Koundé, who had a really, really good game, and Balde, who had a good game. We did end up getting to see Ronald Araujo coming to this game, and when Alejandro Balde ended up getting subbed out. But all in all, it was just a very cohesive, very neat performance. And I think that it was a neat performance only because, again, it goes back to that press. The attackers being involved from the get-go, making sure that they are able to recover the ball high up in the pitch, to the point that Athletic Bilbao did not have very many opportunities to try and run at that Barcelona defense. Now, the first goal for Barcelona comes to, again, an Athletic Bilbao mistake, which is something that it comes again down from that press. Barcelona are doing a lot of wonderful things. A lot of Lamine Yamal is weaving and dancing. He attacks the Athletic defenders. They do a good job in recovering the ball, but like I said, a ping pong ball situation ensues because, like I said, Barcelona is pressing is suffocating today, and it just was too much. They lose the ball in a very dangerous area. It falls down to Lewandowski, who is bearing down a goal at Unai Simon, whom, by the way, should be kicking himself for letting in that goal. I do think it takes a little bit of a slight deflection, but there's no way that as a top goalkeeper, the Spanish #1 goalkeeper, you should be getting beat at the nearby post. And I don't even think that it was particularly a very powerful shot from Lewandowski. So that one, we can chalk it down to a defensive mistake from Athletic Bilbao, courtesy of the press of Barcelona, but also a goalkeeping error from Unai Simon. Let me know what you thought about that goal in the comment section, of course. One of the things that we have criticized Barcelona for, or the Montjuic for, is the lack of atmosphere. The fact that it wasn't a very, very good environment to play. It was often very quiet. You could hear the away fans more than you could hear the Barca fans. Granted, in this game, there was very little to no Bilbao fans. I don't think that Bilbao fans will offer tickets to this game anyway, but the atmosphere, the return to the Camp Nou, it just played into the pomp and pageantry of this game, that you could hear the fans, and it fed into everything that the players were doing in this space. So this is something that I wanted to highlight in this game. The atmosphere was a very, very good one for us to return back to the Camp Nou, and it just brought on the players. The attack was doing what it needed to do. I will give Bilbao some credit though, that they didn't drop their head immediately after they went down a goal to Barcelona. They did end up having some good moments of possession, and like I said in my intro when I was talking about the lineup, Dani Olmo wasn't the strongest on the ball today. He was having to play in a pivot position, which I don't think he's very familiar with. Him losing the ball in some dangerous positions did allow Bilbao to like run, have a good a couple good chances in that first half. But again, I have to give kudos to Joan Garcia, who was very quick out of his lines to maybe play that sweeper keeper moment, or to elongate himself to like stretch and collect the ball before a pass is reaching, you know, the intended target. He just was very disruptive of everything that Athletic Bilbao were looking to do in the Barcelona box. So he was a very huge presence. We've missed that huge presence, and I love to see it from Barcelona. At the end of the first half though, Barcelona did end up slicing Athletic Bilbao, and again it comes down to how Barcelona played this first half. There was something that I loved about them. There were moments of which they were, you know, tiki-taka-ing, you know, the traditional Barcelona style. But then there were moments in this game where they were a little bit more direct. And then this goal from Ferran Torres was one of those occasions where Barcelona were a little bit more direct in their attacking play. And it all stems down to like a defense into an attack sequence. Barcelona recovered the ball from Athletic Bilbao. It goes out wide to Lamine Yamal, who then puts in this Rabona pass. It was so beautiful. Pinpoint pass to Ferran Torres, who's in the right position, plays a ball to on goal to Unai Simon. Unai Simon did get a touch on it, but then he didn't do enough to keep it out. Again, another goalkeeping error from the Spanish #1. I'm going to keep calling him the Spanish number because that's what he is. But at the same time, De La Fuente, are you seeing my guy at the other end? I'm not saying anything. I'm just telling you that we have a goalkeeper who is like really good. But anyway, the ball creeps. It was like a very, very slow creeping into the post, and it's Barcelona to right on the stroke of halftime. And when I tell you that first half was the most perfect first half from Barcelona that I have seen this season, I live for it. The second half was no difference, and in fact, within the first, I want to say 5 minutes, Barcelona will end up doubling their lead. Actually, it's not even 5 minutes, it's 3 minutes. It will end up adding to their tally when again the Barcelona was able to split the defense of Athletic Bilbao with a pass to Fermin Lopez, who I don't know why he was busy being on max, but Femi Lopez has been one of the most exciting parts of Barcelona's play this entire match. So to see that the Athletic Bilbao defense entirely lose him, and then he ends up having one of the easiest goals he's ever going to score in his career, just a very no kind of like any defender action on him, very relaxed, and to have enough time to like slot his ball past Unai Simon. I live for it. And for the performance that he put today in a Barcelona shirt, Femi Lopez absolutely deserved the goal, and I'm so glad that he did end up getting one. It didn't get any better for Athletic Bilbao from there, because they did end up going down to 10 men at the 54th minute. Again, because Sunset had a temporary leave of his senses and decided to take a whack at Femi Lopez, which was adjudged to be an immediate red card. Now let's talk a little bit about that sequence. Was it a red card? Absolutely for me. It's just that Sir, you're a professional player. Okay, I understand that Femi Lopez was having himself a game. Like, listen to me. If you did not catch this Barcelona game, have you ever seen Femi Lopez play like on his good day? Yeah, this was it. Yeah, he had a really, really good performance today, and he was like an I like to describe Femi Lopez as an electric live wire. Like, sometimes it's very, very difficult to control it, especially when it is going pa 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 pa. That was what he was doing today. So I can understand the frustration from Sunset, but that foul on Femi Lopez, he wasn't going for the ball. It was purely out of frustration and it wasn't necessary. And when you see like, okay, my team is suffering, we're 3-0 down at this point. What was the point? What was the rationale? What was the need? Why did you do that? Why did you risk it? You could have pulled out his shirt and pulled him down and that would have been okay. You could have taken a yellow card and that would have been all right. But the way he whacked at him, it was just, there was no way that the referee was going to be able to ignore it. The referee did give a yellow card initially, but on you've reviewed from the VAR, it ended up being a straight red card, which then turned a very, very difficult evening for Athletic Bilbao into a nightmare. And from that moment, I did expect Barcelona to go on and score a bit more goals. Like, I'm a spoiled Barcelona fan, as you can imagine. 3-0 is not enough for me. I want 4, I want 5, I want 6. And Barcelona did end up getting the ball in the back of the net on a couple of occasions, but it was adjudged to be offside, which it's kind of ironic because we are the ones who are used to catching other people offside. So to see that we were being caught offside in this game was very ironic for me. Anywho, we did end up scoring a 4 goal in the 90th minute, and it was courtesy of, again, another piece of magic from Lamine Yamal, combining expertly with Ferran Torres for the 90th minute goal. Lamine Yamal was just dancing and weaving and then he threads this wonderful, wonderful, wonderful pass. It's beautiful. It's really beautiful. 2 assists for Lamine Yamal in this game. 2 brace for Ferran Torres. It was a beautiful goal. It was, first of all, they thought, okay, could it have been an offside? But it was initially ruled out for offside. But then thankfully we do have the semi-automated system at play at the Spotify Camp Nou, and immediately it was adjudged to be a very, very, very good goal. It was tight, but it was a very good onside goal, and I live for it. I think that this is a very good statement for Barcelona coming back to the Spotify Camp Nou. This is what you want the rest of La Liga to see. We're back home, we're strong, we're still as dangerous as we were last season, and I think if anything, we are peaking at the right time. We'll go the schedule doesn't get any easier. We're going to play Chelsea in midweek. We have Atletico Madrid on the horizon. So to have this kind of performance, it's going to put little bit of a wind in our sails to go ahead and keep the momentum going. So I love it, and the rest of La Liga have to now sit up and take notice. Barcelona are back on their home turf, and they are leaving with the magic. I do want to mention though that my favorite Barca player, my captain Rafinha, is back. He did make a cameo performance in this match. I think it came on in the 70th or the 75th minute thereabout, and he almost had an immediate impact, which would have been a sensational way to register your comeback. But I'm just happy to see him back. I have missed him, and now I'm really, really starting to be confident in the team that we have moving forward. This was a good game from Barcelona. It was a wonderful game from Barcelona. It was a very good setup from Hansi Flick. I did not expect it, but I'm very happy for it. But this has been my review of the game. Let me know what you thought about this game in the comment section. Who stood out the most to you in the comments? But until next time, guys, this has been it for me. I will see you in midweek when Barcelona take on Chelsea in the Champions League. Bye, guys.